Hello, everybody, and welcome to our youth track and field parent meeting. Throughout this meeting, it is a YouTube live, so if you have any questions or comments or concerns or anything like that, feel free to throw them in the chat, and we will get those answered throughout this meeting. So let's get started. First of all, my name is Autumn Triplett. My contact information is here. This number on here, it's my office phone. I don't receive texts. So if you need me, give me a call or shoot me an email. I'm usually really good at answering emails. However, I'm in the office Monday through Thursdays. So if you're emailing me on a Friday or a Saturday or Thursday night, you'll probably get responded back to on Monday. So just a heads up about that. But I am available if you have any concerns or want to help out or volunteer or anything like that, please don't hesitate to reach out. I'm happy to help in any way that I can. So we'll start off. For those of you who have been with Provo before, you're probably familiar with Quick Scores. For those of you who are not, this link at the top or this website at the top is Quick Scores. This is where all of the information for the season is at. So this will have the schedule, it'll have meets, it'll have ages, all of that information. So if you ever have questions, your first option or your first choice should be to go to Quick Scores to find out information. If not, reach out to me. A little bit about Quick Scores. This is how our practices and schedules look. So as I said, schedules can be found on Quick Scores. Most of our practices are going to be on Tuesdays and Thursdays. However, there's a couple weeks that are Monday and Wednesdays. Or we avoid a holiday, so we don't have a Tuesday practice, but we have a Thursday practice. But just an FYI, our schedule depends on track availability. So we don't have complete control over when we do it. We try to be consistent, but sometimes it just doesn't quite work out that way. You should plan on having the schedule set as of right now. Now, if there's a rainout or anything, we will update and reschedule that accordingly. So you should always check the schedule frequently. When you're looking at your schedule, it's important to notice on the right side of the bars, it says P. The little tiny P in a blue circle, that means it's a practice. If it doesn't have a P, that means it's a meet. So if we go back to this old one or this other one, the yellow one, see how there's no P at the top? That means it's a meet. So that's a quick and easy way to determine meets and practices. Another thing for practices, just for the sake of coaches and space and time, to give your kids the best experience, we have 2 different track teams. Now, both track teams do the same thing. They'll run the same practice and they'll have the same meets, but their practices are at different times. So as you can see on this schedule, Team A is at 5:30 and Team B is at 6:30. Those do rotate back and forth. So one week Team A will have the 5:30 practice and the next week Team B will have the 5:30 practice. So they do alternate. For the 2 different teams, if your last name is A through H, you're going to be on Team A. If your last names are J through Z, you're going to be on Team B. Now, we need these teams to stay even, just for the sake of practices and coaches and everything like that. However, I understand that a lot of people sign up with friends and families, or they carpool with people in their neighborhood. So if you need to be switched teams so you're on the same team as somebody else, please reach out to me ASAP. I'm happy to try to make this work as long as we keep these teams even. But if you want to switch teams, you need to let me know by Monday, April 20th at 2 p.m. After 2 p.m., the teams are locked and the rosters will be printed and submitted. So that's kind of how practices are going to work. Both practices will go for an hour. We'll just have group 1 go first and group 2 go second. Okay, for our meets, these are our meet schedule as of right now. We have 4 meets on the year. Our first one is our Provo Inter-Squad meet. This is more of like a practice meet. However, we'll still run it like a normal meet. It's just to give the kids another meet and participate in, and 2, to show them how a track meet is run so they know what to expect. Our second meet will be at Wasatch up in Heber City, May 18th. Our third meet will be at Orem. That'll be May 28th. It's at Mountain View High School. And then our final regional meet will be back here in Provo at Provo High School on June 3rd. As far as start times, you'll notice on the schedule it says TBA. As we get the numbers from Wasatch and Orem, we will update those times. So just watch out for those. We always will send out details for specific meets as they approach and everything like that. When we have our track meet at Provo, this is how the events will be set up. However, you can find this picture on Quick Scores, so don't feel like you need to memorize it or anything like this. So all parents who are not volunteering or helping, they will be asked to be in the seating area. We'll have check-ins, entrances, and then the bullpen is where runners are getting ready to start. So if your son or daughter is running the 200 and we're on the 100 and the 200 is the next event, we'll have them gather in the bullpen and get them ready for that race. And then our long jumps are in the end zone, along with the high jump in the opposite end zone, and then we have shot put, discus, and all those other things. So, but like I said, this field location and event map can be found on Quick Scores. For track meets, we love parent volunteers. We are always looking for volunteers to help us out with timing or help us with the bullpen, anything like that. We do have track coaches that we make sure at every practice and meets, but if you're interested in helping out, please let me know. However, parents are only allowed on the track if you are volunteering. So if you're not volunteering, you need to be in the stands, but if you would like to volunteer, please let me know, and then you can be involved in the meet that way. If you are helping out, we do require that you're on time. When parents are late and they've been assigned to help us out with something and they're late, that whole event kind of gets pushed back and it just doesn't work well. But any parent that volunteers and would like to, I will reach out to you with like your job, your duties, everything like that before the meets happen. This is our rainout hotline. You can call this if you're ever worried about weather. We do update it on weekdays at 3:30 p.m. And so if you're kind of questioning, oh, it's been raining today, we're not sure if practice is happening, call this hotline. It will be updated at 3:30 every day with I'll say the date. It'll usually be me or one of my coworkers, but it'll say like April 15th at 3:35 p.m. Practice is happening. Please get to the track. Something like that. Or practice is canceled. So if you're ever worried about weather, please call the hotline, and that's where you can be updated at. In regards to the hotline and rainouts, because track is ran on a track and not on a dirt field or grass, we do try to run track meets and practices in about any weather. Obviously, lightning and safety concerns will always come first, but a little bit of a drizzle will never slow us down. So just be prepared for jackets or anything like that if it is a little bit drizzly. As far as uniforms, you purchase this at your time of registration. For those who are looking at coming for our cross-country season or are interested in future years, you are now going to be able to reuse your uniforms. And so everyone will get a uniform this year. I have sizes for most of you. However, for those of you who we didn't get sizes from, we will get those from you at the first practice and then hand those out. The uniform sizing can be a little bit confusing. So because of that, even if, say, if you ordered a youth small and you put it on and you're like, oh, I actually want a youth medium, when we hand it to you at practice, you can exchange it then. However, if you're going to exchange your uniform, it cannot be used. So you can wear it to try it on, but that's it. You have to have your uniform on at every single meet. You don't have to have the shorts on, but you have to have that top on. If you don't have the top on at the meet, you will not be allowed to compete. So you are allowed to wear undershirts, whether that's long sleeves, a short sleeve, a hoodie, whatever you want to wear, undershirt, but your jersey has to be on for the meets. And like I said, coaches will have your uniforms at the first practice. So we will get that all figured out on April 21st. Like I said, our first practice is April 21st at the Provo High School track. We'll be right on the field, just to the south of the track, for those of you who are looking. Due to track availability, like I mentioned before, practices will alternate between the track and the field. So we'll either be on the field practicing or on the track, depending on the day. So check Quick Scores often. It will say Provo track or Provo field, and you'll kind of know where to go. They are in the same area, and you'll see our coaches there. They're in kind of like they're in green or blue shirts. So you should be able to find them that way. Okay, lastly, if you have any questions, like I said, please throw them in the comment section or the chat, or you can reach out to me at striplet@provo.gov or give me a call. I'm happy to answer any questions, and we are super excited to get this track season started and kicked off. And let us know any concerns. Thank you.